What does it take to be able to do that?
I mean, I play for the good team. I got the good group, good guys in front of me, and good coaches, good management. And I appreciate for the opportunity to be here and enjoy to play again.
Is there a challenge facing McDavid and Draisaitl that's different than facing other guys?
Well, they obviously they are top forwards. They bring a good challenge, and it's going to be it makes it interesting for sure. Every team has their stars. They bring different challenge, and so here's as well. They're going to bring some. They're going to make some good plays, some great plays. It's a hockey, it's a game, so we're just excited about to play.
Bob, Jesse Paul, TSN. When you're TSN, you might think of a guy named Jay Onright. You know who that is? Jay, the Jay Show says you're on the case. Mm-hmm. Got anything you want to say to him back home in Toronto?
I mean, what should I say? I don't know.
You're right. Okay, on another note, there are a lot of rats in the Stanley Cup Final Series. Who do you think is the biggest rat?
Yeah, I don't know.
No problem.
Hey, Sergei, you played with Seth Jones in Columbus. What do you remember about his game then, and maybe versus what he's meant to the Panthers now?
He's been excellent from I feel like when he came into Columbus, a young player, young defenseman. So he was excellent. I enjoyed playing with him. He's a very reliable D, and I was so happy and excited when he got join us this year.
How does he fit into the room here? Paul Maurice was saying everybody has different personalities, but it all kind of works together.
Yeah, he's great. He's a very pro. He's a pro on ice and off ice, and I think everybody loves him. So he's a great guy.
How big was that series when you guys swept Tampa Bay when you were in Columbus?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it was. I think it was the first win of the in the playoff series for me. So it was so exciting moment, and we didn't expect that. I mean, they had one of the best teams in the NHL history, and we beat them for nothing. So it's we didn't expect, and we obviously were so happy.
Did you have a goaltending hero when you were growing up?
I had the goalies look up. It was more like the local goalies, was Vadim Tarasov. He was the one that played for my hometown team that I was able to watch not only the games but practices as well. And the goalies from the Russian league that came over, and I was able to watch them practice in games, so I tried to learn from them. But I would say, growing up, idolized, that was the Vadim Tarasov.
And Bob, on that, so many kids back in South Florida are putting on goalie gear now because of you. Maybe it's the gear, maybe it's just your personality, but it seems like kids really gravitate to you. Just what does it mean to be a role model for these kids and play on a stage like this, and they get to watch you in these games?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a privilege. I appreciate for the opportunity and value what I have in this team. Especially if the kids like it, I love it even more. So I'm here again. I'm looking for the God's fame, not for myself, and just I don't know. I just enjoy the opportunity, enjoy being here, and work hard.
And speaking of the team, obviously new guys come and go over here, but how special is the bond in particular with you and the guys that have been here all three runs, whether it's Barkey, Tkachuk? Obviously you can look around that room and you guys have shared so many experiences.
Yeah, we've been through different times together, and it's great. So we build the trust and belief, in the relationship, and it's great. You know that what those guys are capable of, and you trust 100% on them, and you just again you appreciate that those kind of guys are going with you into this final stage.
And last one for me, obviously there's so much more fanfare with the Cup final events, days like today. How much do you look forward to just that puck dropping for game one and suddenly it's all just a hockey game again?
No, I enjoyed being here too. It's part of the process, and you don't wanna rush it, or push it away. You just go on with the flow, enjoy everything what's happening. It's all experience, It's a special moment, It's great to be here, and I'm enjoyed.
Is that planned?
Well, Matt, beyond that, do you need any more motivation than just that photo right there?
No, I just thought it was just put up, planned. But no, it's why we're here, playing hockey in June for the third straight year, and a chance to be a part of history. And we've had, 2 kicks at it so far, and they've been very different summers. So we're hoping for the good one.
And on that, obviously, last year it's a lifelong dream. How different is it this year when you've already accomplished that, but now you're here to do it again?
It makes you greedier. I said at the beginning of the year, it was such an incredible, life-changing moment, and you just want to do it again.
Losing in the final 2 years ago, what about that experience made you better for last year, and how does that maybe change the Oilers as an opponent this year?
I just think, I don't really know if it changes them much or if it changes us much, but for them, it's not new. This day is not new. Not everybody gets to see it, but during the finals, there's way more stuff going on other than just the game. So this seems like a way longer series than a normal series too, with the days in between, and it's just it is very different. So long travel, just everything that goes into it. So we're 3 years into it, and they're 2 years into it. So nothing new for both teams.
How do you stay motivated in your third year in the Cup final?
I mean, it's the Stanley Cup. It's the most motivating thing in hockey and sports. So we've got a lot of motivation.
So McDavid sat in that seat, looked over his left shoulder to see you with the cup. I presume I don't know if the NHL did that on purpose, but he took one look at it when he came to sit down here. I guess there's some motivation there too, because all these pictures are upward over the shoulders of the guys who won the cup. How do you feel?
Oh, what's the question? Sorry.
Just how, it seems fitting that you got the cup there, and then McDavid was sitting here and took one look at it and to say, yeah, I want that too.
I mean, it doesn't matter where he's sitting. There's a picture everywhere. So we had to deal with it last year. It's part of it. He's the best player in the world, and he's I said it a bunch since we've figured we were going to play them. We're the 2 best teams in the league, and I don't think there's any debate for it. I mean, we're here 2 years in a row. Not surprised either team's in this position, and it's going to make for a great series, but I'm sure him and the rest of the team is motivated just like we were last year. I mean, we're 3 years into this, they're 2 years into it, and it should be a great series.
What did you learn about Brad Marchand, a teammate that you didn't know from Brad Marchand the opponent who had more with him?
Yeah, he's the perfect Panther. He's built for our team on the ice and personality off the ice, and it's been such a great fit with him and everybody that we've brought in this year, whether it was beginning of the year at the deadline. He's just fit in perfect, and I don't think he was so hard to play against, and we've played a bunch before, but I still don't think you get the get to see his skill set, and I get to see it every day in practice or in the morning skates, or and now in games. So it's been really incredible to see. He's very skilled, such a hard worker, and an unbelievable teammate. So it's been great.
Others talk about how they learned a lot from that series last year. You guys go 3-0, and then there's some close. So what did you guys learn from bringing your best in game 7? So with the ups and downs of this series.
Yeah, just every day is a new day. It doesn't matter what it is in the series. It takes 4 to win. I don't know. You hear it every series, but especially in this one, the series goes on. It seems like a longer series, like I said, with the days in between. So we always talk about it. You win and you learn, and you try to win each day, whether it's a game day or an off day.
You said these are the 2 best teams. That doesn't always happen. Can you speak to how much it is to be a part of this again, and how difficult it is to get that?
Yeah, it's what makes the Stanley Cup the hardest trophy to win in sports. You have to go through the best teams, and here we are again. So it's a credit to both of us for getting back here. It's such a hard thing to do. Some teams have been done for 2 months. So 2 months into their summer training, it's crazy when you think about it. So it's hard to do back-to-back years. We've done it 3 years in a row, and they've been knocking at the door for a while. With conference finals and they've been past the first round for so many years. So Even with them not going to the finals, they've had the long run. So it's pretty incredible to see what our teams have done. And yeah, it should be a great final.
Carter, to kind of get away from some of the hockey stuff a little bit, you guys have had a lot of fun off the ice. In the beginning of the year, it was the blue robes and the Dairy Queen runs, and then firing rats at Brad Marchand after games. How much do those little things, break up a year, make these grinds easier?
Yeah, I think it builds chemistry, and when you can joke around with each other and have fun and pull pranks on each other, I think that's when the best bond is built. I mean, if you're always serious and taking it very serious, it gets a little stale. You can't always do that, and I think we have a lot of guys on our team that have a lot of personality and character. And, they're just some funny guys that like to have fun, and it definitely helps our group for sure.
Any happenings on the plane ride? Any happenings on the plane ride with that?
Any
happenings on the looseness on the plane ride?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's the plane ride over here was pretty. I mean, chirps were flying. Yeah, we slept for a little bit, and then when everyone wakes up, it's just guns a-blazing kind of thing, which is fun.
Do you miss the ropes at all?
The robes were fun, but that was a Finland thing. The Finns brought that to us.
So Aggie, 4 out of 6 now. We've talked about it a lot. Just what's it like being back in the finals? How much has the experience helped you having been here so long?
Yeah, 4 out of 6 is. I never would have thought that. I was just trying to make the NHL, but it's pretty cool. I mean, to be here again and be competing for like a childhood dream. And I mean, last year winning it, and with all these guys, we built something really special together, and we keep on doing that. It feels like we have the core group together, and all the new guys have brought so much energy and life to us. And yeah, I mean, we're just so lucky to be here, and the job's not done, and we know that.
What's it like running it back against these guys? Obviously, they're going to be super hungry after this.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. They're kind of like us the year before when we went to the final and got a taste of it, and they willed themselves back here. So it's going to be 2 good teams going at it, and I mean, they're a special team. They have special players, and it's going to be a tough challenge for us.
Paul says you guys are special. He called you the best team he's ever coached. How much better do you feel than this year versus last year as a team?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it watching video sometimes, but that's nice. But yeah, it's every year is different, and I think this year we tried to build on what we did last year, but we have different personnel, different guys, different pieces to the puzzle. So I think every year is different, and we try and build something together. When new guys come in, we're bonding, and you kind of evolve your game to something a little bit different.
Wacky, obviously, this is the first time you've had to go through all this. What's this experience like, kind of seeing the big stage? Because obviously, you talk to the guys that have been here, and it feels big, it feels crazy. So just being able to go through this, how big is this for you?
It's huge. Getting this experience, this early in my career has been extremely valuable, and I feel like every day I'm learning something new. So just kind of taking that and seeing how I can improve. Being out of lineup still, just trying to stay ready and how can I get better today. So it's been extremely valuable for me.
Last year you were one of the aces, so you were kind of on the outside looking in. This year you've been around, you got in a lot of playoff games. What has it been like kind of taking that next step and kind of getting closer?
It's really cool. Like you said last year, you're on the outside, you're watching games, you're like you want to be there so bad, and to be here now is really cool. I think thinking back to last year, if I knew I was going to be here, I'd definitely take it, and I'm having a lot of fun.
And we've seen it before with the Panthers, guys can have the number called at any time. I don't think anyone saw the whole fourth line getting back in like it's so that's been great. So as a player that's right now waiting to get back in, what is that like knowing Paul can wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, today's the day, just kind of keeping your body ready and mind ready?
It's easy to get comfortable not playing, but I think we're at a stage now that you really got to stay ready, and if you get another opportunity, you really got to be ready. And I think every day it's a mindset, just trying to get better and not get comfortable and try to push the wagon any way you could. So
And on that, sometimes we'll see after practice getting some extra time in with a guy like maybe Tuomo or something. How valuable is that kind of one-on-one coach time for a young guy?
It's huge. All year too. He's been super helpful. Even, the whole coaching staff as well. I think I said early in the year that, I think they've coached longer than in this league, longer than I've been alive. So they know a thing or two. They know, for a young guy like me, what it takes, and I've definitely learned a lot from him.
Team obviously goes through so many high-pressure situations. I was just talking to Benny about this, but what's Barkey like in the situations? You've been in those rooms where you guys have been down, you guys have needed a goal, but it seems like he never goes crazy.
Yeah, he's always calm. It's something really cool for a young guy like me to see. Like, even when it gets extremely hectic and you're down a goal, like you said, like it seems like his focus just goes to a whole nother level, and I think he doesn't let his emotions kind of take the best of him, and I think for a young guy like me, it's that's something easy that could happen. So it's definitely something I learned from him for sure.
Obviously, going into last year, obviously the build-up, it's a lifelong dream to win the Stanley Cup. After you do achieve that dream, kind of what's the ultimate driver this time around for you?
I think you just get more hungry, and you know how it feels to win, and you just want it more. Like, there's nothing else you play for right now, so it's the ultimate goal.
And on that, obviously, with Edmonton, how much deja vu is there going through this again? Obviously, it's a little bit different last year. You started at home, but just same opponent, a lot of the same guys. Does it feel almost like a game 8 instead of a game 1?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be different series, and but same kind of excitement that before the first game, and like you're excited, nervous a little bit, all that at the same time, and you just wait for it to puck drop, and you can play again. Yeah.
How special has this whole season been for you? Obviously, regular season, you set all the new career highs, and in playoffs, you've already had a bunch of big moments.
Yeah, it's been a fun season for sure. Like, it's a long season, but like you only have a 7-game left, and this is the time. It's the best time in hockey. Like, this is the way you play for it, and it's whoever wins 4, it's gonna be happy, and our guys are not.
Obviously, these series, obviously the emotions run high, things get loud. But in those moments, what does it mean to have a guy like whether it's Barkov or Bob, two leaders that usually keep things pretty calm?
For sure, it helps. Like, those are unbelievable players and great leaders, and they are setting the example. Like, how is our culture in the locker room and on the ice and the whole organization. So it's great to have those guys.
And just the flight, obviously, longer than usual. How do you spend the time?
Playing some cards and just hang out with the boys, and nothing special, but it's fun always to be around.
Who was the other big winner? Big winner today, who won?
I don't know. It was pretty even up, but I think Jonesy might won most.
Get to know them. So it's a different opportunity than what I'm used to, and I was just excited to be here. I wasn't really with the depth this team has and the guys that the leadership group that they already have. Like, it felt easy to kind of come in and just kind of follow suit and watch what the guys do, and just be part of it. So it's a good opportunity.
How was the flight in? It sounds like you had some success at the poker table, the guys were saying.
Yeah, I might have cleaned up. IRS might be coming after me after this one. I don't remember the first time I heard about it. I think it might have been my first couple years. I have a lot of nicknames, so I wasn't, I didn't think that one would stick. But yeah, it's one that obviously hung around for a while. But usually when you hear things like that, I kind of take it more as a compliment than anything. So, but yeah.
What stood out most about Seth Jones playing with him?
the way that he reads the play is pretty remarkable. I always knew he was gifted. I obviously played against him a lot, and very talented, great skater. But I've been really impressed with his reads, playing with him. He makes a lot of really good little plays that those things that kind of go unnoticed aren't on the stat sheet. But when you watch him consistently every day, he's so good in every area of the game. Such a steady D-man and on power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5. So yeah, he have a much greater appreciation for his game after playing with them and seeing again all those little things that make great defensemen.
Thank you. Played against.
We've got it. Brad's got to go.
Go ahead. You got it.
You played against Barkov for years, but what perspective have you gained on him as a player since joining his team?
Yeah, I've really appreciated his game. I think playing with Bergie for a long time, he plays similar to him, but it just the way that he can slow the game down is pretty incredible, and obviously in the way he plays both sides of the puck, he's extreme talent and such a even better human being. So yeah, it's been awesome to come in and see what kind of leader he is, and also when you see the way that he works off the ice and how he takes care of himself, you see why he's the player he is on the ice.
Well, at this point, we played our poker game on the plane, had some fun, and I think we did a really good job with how we did it coming in today in the morning and not skating today. It was a great way to do it.
Apparently, Carter's saying you're the most intense guy at the poker table. What do you like about
Most
it?
intense?
That's what he said. You push the pace.
I'm like the dealer in a sense. We do a rotating dealer, but I'm the dealer in a sense where I like to see the next guy ready to go.
Who had the best trip in, like at the poker table today?
I don't know if it was Marshy or myself.
So you had a good trip.
It might have been Marshy. I think he got me out by a little bit, yeah.
How much does that kind of build the camaraderie and just like the chemistry? It's a small thing, but the poker games and stuff.
Yeah, card games are great. I told a story the other day about a guy like Josh Mahura, who was new to the team a few years ago. And he didn't necessarily want to play for the amount of money we were playing for, but he gained 5 friends for life by being at that table and for 5-6 hour flights. So it's great. We're tight at that table. It's fun.
Aaron, Paul, the last 3 playoff runs especially, has become like sort of a soundbite machine during these press conferences. Do you guys as players even get a kick out of sort of the showmanship that he shows behind the mic and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. He's charismatic. He's obviously a coach that we trust and believe in, and he's good at making people laugh. So he does the same thing to us in the room. So
yeah, in the room, that's what Brad was saying. He never knew how, being on the outside, how well he could deliver everything. Right?
Yeah, his delivery is incredible. From a motivational speech to a joke to a story 30 years ago, it's to a T, perfect every time.
Yeah.
Aaron, what has this year been like for you? First time playing in a contract year, obviously a lot, like say, trying to repeat. Just how have you handled this year, and did contract year or anything like that come to your thoughts at all as the year was progressing?
Yeah, good and bad, for sure, obviously. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for myself, and I'm happy to be in the situation now. You're playing for your life, right, in a sense. So it's been a fun experience playing a contract year, and I'm happy with the way things have gone.
And for you, you've been happy after the whole career, just that thought creep in that this might be it, like this series might be it, or is that something you think about after the season plays out?
It'll have to be after the season. Obviously, a thought one way or another has obviously come into my mind, but at the end of the day, we'll see the way it plays out, and everybody knows where I stand.
Does it become stressful? I mean, like sometimes we all take it even for granted when we write about free agents, and we forget that there is a human component from the guy that was drafted, first and been there forever.
Yeah. Listen, this team, I live and breathe for the Florida Panthers. I bleed for the Florida Panthers. It's I've given my body and everything to this team, and I want to keep doing it forever, for as long as they'll let me come to the rink.
Looking at the big picture, obviously going into last year, everything is still a lifelong dream. Just trying to win that cup the first time. What did you do to achieve that dream? Obviously, it's a dream to win another, but where do you kind of pull that energy source from after your, almost 30 years of work? 40 pays off, they do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that after you win one, you want it that much more, and that's the kind of attitude that I think that all the returning players have. The amount of fun and the excitement that you get from it is incredible, and it makes you want it again that much more. So that's where I pull my energy from.
On that, do you remember the feeling you had when you gave it away after your day with the cup, knowing that you'd have to win it to get it back?
Oh yeah, that was emotional for sure, truly.
So can I just ask you, your season, I mean, in the middle of a contract year, how have you been able to sort of navigate all that, and how do you weigh, this and being in a perfect place with, what could be coming pretty quickly for you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, since the playoffs have started, it's really just been taking a back seat and haven't really thought too much about anything other than the playoffs and getting here, and now the whole focus is on winning the Stanley Cup, and everything else is it's going to be in the background for the next couple of weeks.
So when you get here 3 years in a row, what does this feel like now, the third year in a row? The first time, I'm pretty sure, feels big, right? Now you're here 3. What does it feel like for you guys?
Yeah, it's certainly different. The first time you're we were just excited to be there, and maybe we let that moment, that moment might have been too big, and we were just too content with just being there. Now there's still a job to do, and we're not going to be content until that job's done, and that's pretty much our mindset, and that's the only thing that we're focused on.
Sam, when you were at the Four Nations, did you have any notion at the time that Marchand might become your teammate in Florida? Or did you have any advanced knowledge of that?
Certainly not. No, that was never even a thought. So, but certainly, it was great getting to play and play with him there and meet him. I didn't really know much about him before, and he was just an awesome guy there. I really liked him. I was surprised how much I liked him with all the battles we had against each other. So, but yeah, I knew right then that he was a great guy.
What did you learn about him in that tournament, and now what have you learned about him since he's been with you guys, just his off the ice personality?
Yeah, I think just the one thing that really stands out is just his natural leadership. He doesn't even have to try, and he's just such a great natural leader that guys look up to. Right from day one, guys looked up to him here, and he's great around the room. He brings the energy. He keeps things light, and sometimes that's really nice as when you have a veteran guy with that talented that can keep the room light. Makes everyone feel a little bit more comfortable, especially in the high pressure situations.
Did you have a lot of dust ups with him over the years?
I mean, not a lot, but certainly a couple. But I think that's just part of the way that we both play. Pretty intense guys on the ice. So,
how did they go? How did they go?
I mean, like any other hockey dust up, it's just part of the game, and things happen. That's just part of the game.
How much appreciation have you gotten for Paul and just, the way he's able to articulate everything from talking to us and giving us, good sound bites to what he's able to do in the room, and, from pregame speeches and game plans and things like that?
Yeah, he's incredible. He's the best motivator that I've ever played for. His pregame speeches and just knowing when to fire us up, when to calm us down. His game plans, it's all, there's a reason why he's a world-class coach, and he's certainly the best coach I've ever had, and he's a big reason why our team's had so much success.
What's been his best speech so far?
I probably can't repeat some of the speeches that he gives us, and he saves the really good ones for when the cameras aren't around, I think.
So, you talk about high pressure situations. Obviously, you guys had a ton over the last couple of years. What is Barky like in those situations? Obviously, we see him so calm, cool, collected. What does he do for you in those situations, and what does he just kind of do for the room at those times?
Yeah, I mean, Barky's I've never seen him stressed. I've never seen him panic. He's always calm, cool, and collected. He's always, seemed to have an answer for any hurdle that our team has, and
He's not the most outspoken guy, but certainly his composure in the room and around the guys really calms a lot of guys down and gives a lot of guys a lot of confidence that when Barkey's calm, when Barkey's feeling good, our team's going to be just fine.
Get back here, and we're excited to be back.
Guys, how different is it from obviously last year, the whole build-up? It's a lifelong dream to win the Cup, and now here you are a year later, a chance to do it again. Is it a different type of energy source you're pulling from?
I mean, we got a little more experience for sure, but it's still the same hunger, to be honest. Everyone wants to win it as bad as last year, so just very excited, and I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can.
The moment you lose it, how much do you want it back? So you have your day with the Cup, you put it away, and then you're like, wouldn't mind having that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think everyone worked really hard this summer just to get back to get the opportunity to be here again, and now we're here, and we're going to take it.
For you in particular, obviously you and Akin evolved as a pair over the years. What can you say about the chemistry you guys have out there? You guys have been not only through so many regular seasons, but now so many playoff battles together.
Yeah, I mean, we played so many games, 7 minutes together. We know each other so well out there. He's an amazing player. He's been playing great for us, and we're hopefully we can keep it going here.
And on that, what do you specifically love about this challenge? Obviously, the biggest challenge on the biggest stage for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cup final. It's against Edmonton. They have some really skilled players, and it's going to be a big challenge.
It's nothing new for you now. Just how much more comfortable do you feel on a day like today, having been through this so many times?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be back here, and we're really excited, and obviously the experience helped, and just to know what to expect, and excited for tomorrow, yeah.
Speaking of tomorrow, obviously a lot of familiar faces on both sides. Does it feel almost like a game 8, or do you think it is a clean slate game for you guys?
I guess there's a lot of change of personnel, so I guess I would say it's more like game 1, and it's good, fresh start, and we're excited for the challenge.
And just what has this playoff run been like for you? Obviously, we've loved you in South Florida for a lot of years, but now nationally you're getting a lot of attention with the points you're putting up in the playoffs. Getting to play with Brad obviously always brings a lot of extra fans. What's it like kind of being out there a little bit more this year in the spotlight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's been great so far. We've done a great job, and obviously it's not easy to get to this point, and yeah.
Then obviously there's new guys come in every year, but what's the bond like for the guys that have been here all 3 years specifically? You look around that room, there's so many guys that have just been through everything together.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're a really tight group, and even everybody who came in this year, like they fit right in. It's been so much fun like these past 3 years, and everybody is welcome, and really fun to play with.
And what's it been like watching just the growth in Florida, just obviously for hockey in general, for this team to support how much that's gone up over the years? I'm sure you see more T-shirts, more fans, more flags, more just Panthers around South Florida these days.
Yeah, it's really good. I think the first years Barkey was here, I heard there was not too many fans and going to the games, and it's great to see they're able to the game has grown so much in Florida, and just fans come to the building. It's been great to see.
Last one for me, obviously, a big difference for you this year is you got a little one at home now. You got a little fan. Just how different does that make going through this little thing, being a dad for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, less sleep, I guess, but it's been great. Honestly, my wife has been really great with her, and letting me sleep when it's an important day. So yeah, it's been fun to hang out with her and on the off days.
Like I said, we do a video pretty much every day. He's brought back just the little details that I think over the past 3 years have just somehow gotten lost, in the past situations. So just little things such as boxing out in the D zone, being aggressive at the blue line, stick position, stick on puck. He's a great teacher of the game, and very, very thankful to have him now for a few months.
What's it like joining a team here in Florida that clearly has great camaraderie off the ice?
Yeah, I think right when I came in, you could just feel how everyone is a family environment, from the players to the coaches to the medical staff and equipment guys and just everything. You can just You could feel how tight it was. Everyone respects each other. Everyone wants the best for each other, no matter who gets the recognition or whatever else happens. So it's a great environment to be in.
Seth, defending against the Oilers, we came in a little late here, but in terms of, I know it's been asked a lot, but defending against these guys, how is it different from really any other team in the league? And from that defensive perspective, what is the biggest thing you guys need to keep in mind throughout the series?
Yeah, we understand they have dangerous players, but I don't think it's going to change how we play. We're still going to defend the way we defend in a group of five and a unit of five out there. We want to try to limit things off the rush, of course, as always, and just continue to play our system. We don't want to change too much. I don't think this is the time to change our system just based off a couple pieces. So, but they have very balanced scoring now too. We can't take shifts off just because those two guys aren't on the ice. Their third, fourth lines are scoring, and they're a much more balanced team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a long year for sure, but as you said, it feels like we're right where we belong and where we should be. So, I mean, we're all super excited to start the finals here soon.
Now you guys are here for a third year in a row. Does it feel different being at this stage as the defending Stanley Cup champion?
Maybe a little bit. We all remember last year, but at the same time, it's a new story. We want to write the new story here, so you take the good things from last year and kind of bring that confidence and experience, but at the same time you wanna be able to play good and create something new with this team.
What do you expect from the matchup? Obviously, another great team over there. They're the best team in their conference, no question about it. What do you expect here? It felt like you guys in Edmonton might have been on a little bit of a collision course to meet again.
Yeah, we know they're a great team. They play hard, they play fast. They got some skilled players. So I expect it's going to be a very hard series. It's going to be physical, fast, skilled series. But yeah, it's going to be some good hockey for sure.
And I know we've asked you this question, a similar one over the years, a handful of times, but. On this playoff run specifically, do you feel like there's an area that you've continued to see your game grow? You've played over 70 playoff games. You don't turn 24 until October. You've played more playoff games than anybody else from your draft class has, and the number's not even close. Is there an area in your game that you feel like you've continued to just feel more confident, more comfortable in?
I mean, you learn all the time something. It's hard to say one thing, but I just feel as a team, every year is a little different, but at the same time we have a lot of guys from before, so you kind of can keep yourself cool in stressful situations because you've been there, you play some big games, so maybe in that way you have a little bit more confidence going into those huge or big games.
Yeah, there was a couple days off, but everybody can't wait for it, and now we're here, and it's starting tomorrow.
And we've got to ask you about first having yourself ready to be, to have your number called, having yourself ready to go every single night if your number gets called. What's been the biggest key for you, like I said, in terms of just keeping yourself ready?
Yeah, just having to push myself a little bit more in practices and after practices, and just knowing that you're that next guy in, and just have to keep yourself ready. Like it happened against Carolina. I didn't play for like 3 weeks, and just to keep, just to maintain my strength and everything, and be ready for a hockey game.
And these are two very deep teams going head-to-head. No surprise, the two teams meeting in the Cup final. Both have had 19 different guys score in these playoffs. What is it about you guys specifically that allows you to be able to have guys come in and out, guys come in, and regardless of what the lineup looks like that night, you guys are able to find success? It just seems like a really easy group for everybody to transition and contribute.
Yeah, I think depth is like really important part, and just if anyone can come in the lineup, and you don't really even see that he haven't been playing a while, so it's big that anyone can jump in and be dangerous.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every day. you know, this group's so special to be around. It's been a lot of fun, even on like the quote unquote bad days. We're always having fun. So I think for me, it's been really enjoyable. You know, just trying to keep my body ready, keep my mind ready, and you know, if I have to come back in, stay ready. So, but I think experience-wise, it's been great to be around, just learning from these guys, learning, you know, how they deal with, you know, certain things. So it's been really good for me.
There, you mentioned it right there, but there are a handful of you guys that have been keeping yourselves ready every single day. What is the biggest thing that you guys are doing to know that if your number's called, you're there and you're ready to go?
I mean, obviously you got to stay in shape. Like, you know, when you're not playing for a while, it's easy to kind of sit back or kind of take later days, but you really got to push yourself, and you know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, I think during practice we've done a pretty good job of, you know, getting reps and putting ourselves in spots that we would be in, you know, during games. So I think we've done a good job of it so far.
And just, again, going through it each day, it's a group full of total professionals. How much do you still find yourself just looking around, soaking it all in every single day? Because, you know, you're so young in your hockey journey, and I'm sure every day you're picking things up that are new every single day.
It is really a everyday thing. Like, I could pick one guy and watch him, you know, all day, and I could, you know, take 10 things, you know, from them. And so it's been outstanding for me to be around such, you know, high quality, you know, players, but people as well, how they, you know, kind of interact with each other, and you know, on the bench or during practice or whatever it is. So I'm definitely lucky to be around it for sure.
For me, I find that I'd say I play my best when I'm in a good mood. So sometimes that's music, sometimes that's just you know, everyday things. I try to be upbeat, and I feel like it gives me more energy. So I don't have any specific things, I would say. As I've gotten, you know, as I've played more games and been, you know, longer in my career, I find that a lot of it is more mental than physical, especially in an 82 game season. You know, being mentally ready, mentally engaged, I've found has been more important than, you know, being physically prepared. So it's something that, you know, when I find myself in a, you know, groggy moment or not feeling mentally sharp, that's something I try to focus on, and I find that helps.
Okay, now to the moment here. What winning two titles mean to this team?
Yeah, it'd be special, right? You know, I think throughout this season, the goal has always been to get here, but it's, you know, we've taken it game by game, and you're focused just on the next one. And I don't think the realization of being in the finals has fully kicked in. I think being here for Media Day is helping that, and the excitement's starting to you know, wave through the body, and you're starting to realize that it's, you know, at your fingertips. And so yeah, winning two would definitely be special, and something, you know, if you asked me 2 years ago, and you know, wouldn't even think about.
Evan, you're fortunate to be able to say you have been down this road before, and obviously there are 30 other teams that would love to be in this situation, getting ready for a Stanley Cup final right now. As you go through each day, do you still take some time to soak it all in, because it is special to be here?
Like I said, I think now I am. Before this, it was just day by day, you know, handle your day, take care of the, you know, what you need to take care of on, you know, on that given day. And you know, now that we're here, now that, you know, game one is tomorrow, now that we're doing the Media Day, I think it's starting to kick in a little bit, you know, where we're at, and, you know, what we have a chance of doing. And yeah, I think you're gonna, you know, you'll start to try to really enjoy it, you know, enjoy the crowd tomorrow, and just enjoy all of it. And yeah, we'll look to have some fun.
You guys have had some success in some pretty tough road environments here on this run. It's going to be electric when this thing gets going here tomorrow. How much are you guys able to feed off of the crowd, even when it's not necessarily a pro Panthers crowd?
Yeah, I think you have to embrace it. You have to enjoy it. You can't be nervous about it. You have to look up in this crowd and think it's awesome, because it is, right? Like you grind through 82 games of a regular season. You grind however long your career has been, and a lot of people don't even get the chance to get to a final. So when you get there, you have to enjoy it, everything that comes with it, and don't be afraid of it. I think that's the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is being afraid or being nervous, because I don't believe you'll play your best hockey like that. You gotta love what you do. You gotta love having the chance to fulfill a childhood dream, and you just gotta enjoy every moment of it.
Does it feel any different being here as the defending Stanley Cup champion, or are you guys able to just park that and look at this as an entirely separate experience?
I thought it would, but it doesn't. I think the same excitement is flowing through me, right? The smile is still the same as it was last year, and you win one, and you think this is what I always wanted. This is what I grew up wanting. This is what I've always played for, and I thought coming into this year you might have a little more comfortability with it, but so far it's almost like you want it more, because you want that same elation, you want that same joy, and I think we're excited for it.
It's a huge pressure on the other team when the other team's defense is getting up the ice. I find that that's a part of the game that adds. It's an additive to your game, because you want to get up there. You want to put pressure on. You want to set your gap and not give too much ice, and that's how you do it, by being up the ice. If you sit back and wait, you play your chances of maybe they turn over, maybe you don't. This way, I find that we give ourselves a better opportunity to be up in their face if something does go wrong, right? And our D-core skates really well, right? So that's something that we have to have. Otherwise, I don't think it would work in this system.
Is it a thing of pride that all 7 guys that played on defense have scored this one goal?
Yeah, it's the D-core is something that we always say. We always try and get one every game, right? That's your that's your defensive mindset, right? If we get one, then our forwards will take care of the rest, right? And that's a big part of this entire playoffs, right? Is depth scoring, right, from both teams.
For you scored 3 goals in the first 2 games.
Yeah, then you had to pass the baton.
You showed the way for everybody else.
I did my thing. It's time to move on. No, each guy had a moment, right? Yeah. Every guy has. So that's kind of the idea, the definition of what it means to have depth scoring, and that's why we have to continue to have that as we move on the series.
Nate, we talked about it before the playoffs began, and you said, obviously, this is the best time of the year. This is what you look forward to. Now here you are in the Cup final. How do you kind of balance, obviously, the hunger, but also with the idea that, you want to take this in as you go, because there are 30 teams that would love to be in your shoes or in your skates right now. It's special to be here. I'm sure there's a party that's going to pause to take it all in as well.
Yeah, I think I had the privilege of being here once before, and I felt like it came and went, right? You got sucked into a lot of the different things. This time around, I feel like I'm trying to slow things down a little bit more, because this is quite an experience to be here, and a blessing to be able to be here. This is the reason why I came to South Florida, is to be able to get here, and so now it feels like we have arrived, and you have a chance to go chase the ultimate dream, and that's why you get up smiling every morning, get ready for game 1.
And going from that to talking a little bit of X's and O's, defending against the Oilers, obviously it's one of the most unique teams to have to defend against in the league. When the puck drops, what is going to be some of the biggest focal points, I guess, for you guys defensively?
Yeah, they're an incredible offense. They've showed it throughout the playoffs, showed it over the last couple of years. They got 2 world-class players that are able to make a lot of plays. It's going to take a lot of speed, a lot of doubling back from our forwards to be able to help out in situations when they get moving and have ourselves with a tough task at hand. But I think we're up for it.
And for you, I think it's 90-some playoff games at this point in your career. Do you still find yourself, as these runs go along, learning things, taking things in, finding different ways to evolve your own game?
Yeah, I find that I've done things differently in the last couple rounds than I ever have, right? Just the idea of adapt or die. You got to find a way to be able to continue to have the energy up and, doing things differently, whether it's in the gym and keeping your mind and your body right versus things I've done in the past. So, like I said, slowing it down and to enjoy it a little bit more and just kind of soaking it all in.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm very grateful and appreciative to be here. It's been an amazing experience just to see how these guys prepare every day, and it's made me better as a player for sure.
I was going to ask on that, what are some of the biggest things you've picked up every day? Because I don't have to tell you this, you're surrounded by a group of total pros, and I'm sure you can watch every single one of them, regardless of what positions they play, and maybe pick up a few things from the way they prepare.
Yeah, these guys are the best of the best, and there's no better goalie to watch and learn off of than Sergei. And it's been a great experience, and just how hard they work every day on and off the ice it's very motivating. It's pushed me a lot.
And you mentioned Sergei Bobrovsky specifically, and I was going to ask because one thing I've noticed, doesn't matter if it's game day, practice day, his preparation seems to be the biggest reason that might set him apart, his dedication to the craft. Is there anything, I guess, getting into maybe some of the goalie speak that you've picked up in just the way he goes about his business?
Yeah, just how he's always in the moment every single day. You hear him talk about it in interviews, and that's something that I've really learned from him is how in the moment he is. He's not thinking too far forward. He's not thinking about what happened in the past. And I think that's really important for, our positions, just being present and, facing one puck at a time and watching him off the ice, the way he prepares himself and, it just keeps in shape and he's always so focused. It's really motivating again.
And just I guess the last thing we touched on a little bit, but just in terms of keeping yourself in that zone. I know your position's a unique one. It's different from what a lot of guys do, but to keep yourself in that zone every single day, do you have a routine you go through? What do the days look like as you keep yourself ready?
Yeah, I just kind of stick to what I normally do on a day-to-day basis. Just stay ready to go off the ice, stay, fresh and mobile. And, when I get on the ice, whatever reps I get in practice, they may not be a lot, but just competing and having fun and enjoying it. That's why we play. And, just continuing to learn. So.
That feels great. I mean, it was something you obviously saw might be happening, right? But it's a lot of work that's been putting into this, and we're finally here, and it feels great.
I want to ask you about your game through these playoffs. You've had some big games, and you've kept yourself ready in certain situations to step in and fill in when needed, and you've come up with some big games. What's been the biggest thing for you to kind of stay in the moment throughout these playoffs, regardless of what the situation is?
Yeah, I mean, such a good group, and people around the team too helps a lot, and it's obviously we want to be out there, but it's just try to be there mentally and all that, and whenever your name is getting called, it's ready to show up.
It's no surprise that the two teams who've had the most different goal scorers in these playoffs are you guys in Edmonton. 19 different players have scored a goal for you guys in the playoffs. Same thing goes for Edmonton. What do you think it is about your group and the fact that everybody's able to step in, find a role, and have success?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a great team, right, and so many great players, and I guess the coaching staff find the right role for everyone, and guys stepping into that role too and want to do good, and that's what I got for that.
As far as this run goes, is there, because you're a guy, your game's still evolving, is there something maybe from this run that maybe you've looked at as the biggest learning experience, something you've learned about yourself, an area of growth that you've seen in your own game on this run specifically?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I learned a lot, like being around all these guys that's been through it year after year now, and how calm, and cool, and collected they all are, and confident too. And that's something like before my first playoff experience was maybe the moment was a little bit too big, maybe, but it's just trust yourself and be confident, and that's what all these guys do every day. And so that's what I'm trying to do too.
Maybe we just, as a fans, we just work hard and trying to lead by that example, being really hard workers on and off the ice, and maybe everyone else just trying to follow, and then their team works really hard because of that. I think that might be one of the things. So like Dallas has unreal Finnish players, and Carolina, led by Sebastian Aho, he works really hard. His game style is fast. He competes, and I think he leads by his example, and that's why Carolina plays that way as well. So I think it's great for Finnish hockey, and that's how we were raised. Like always trying to work as hard as possible.
It was the same question last year, Alexander, but what do you like about the challenge of playing against the Oilers and again against Connor McDavid?
Yeah, it's a great challenge, and everyone knows how good he is and how he can produce and what he's doing on the ice. So it's a great challenge for our whole team and for 5 guys that are on the ice. And other than that, I think obviously we just need to play our own style and own game. Like we can concentrate on one or two players. Like we have to play our own way, and which is not give them any time and space.
Last year we were able to get the win. Will you say that this year the appetite to win again is even bigger?
For sure. We knew how hard that was, but also we experienced how great it feels, and we want to feel the same way. Like we want to have those emotions again, and we know how hard we worked to get to this point, and we achieved that, and we're here again. And now we want to keep it going, keep getting better every single game.
When you're watching the Oilers in the Western Final, if you did, do you find yourself zeroing in on what 97's doing and thinking about how you defend that?
No. Well, you always notice him when Edmonton's playing. Like he's a huge part of their game and their style, and you always notice what he can do and what he's capable of doing. And I didn't really think about that because we had our own series going on and had to concentrate on my own job. But for sure, like you see what McDavid's doing, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, what those guys can do on the ice. Like you know they're capable of doing things that not too many guys in the league are.
You knew Brad Marchand by playing against him in the past, but what have you learned now that he's your teammate?
I've learned a lot actually. He's been great for us, like on and off the ice. He's a true leader. He's that guy who like glues the team together, and even though like he played for Boston 16 years, he comes in here and he's one of those glue guys that glues the team even more closer to each other. And so that's great off ice, and on the ice he's just a great competitor. Like he never gives up. He's always tries to give his best, and so skilled, so smart, and what he's doing with Lundell and Luosterainen is impressive. So he's unbelievable addition by us.
You guys are fortunate to be in a cup final for a 3rd year in a row here, and even though you have had a chance to experience this a couple of times already, leading up to the first game with all the electricity, the energy, will you still give yourself a few seconds just to take it all in, because it is special and there are 30 other teams that would love to be in this situation right now?
It's really tough. Like you're always just thinking about what comes next, and you live in the moment, but you think about like we have a game on Wednesday, game 1. What can I do to not better now to be able to be at my best? And tomorrow. So I can't say it was easy for me to just stop and think about what we just did. Maybe in the summer, that comes in the summer, but right now all the thoughts are about this series and game 1.
Do you remember the cup being on the ice before game 1? It seemed like all the players great to look at it. Were you surprised it was up there?
And just his evolution.
Yep.
Facing that way, so I didn't have to look at it, but I think it's great, like, to see what we're playing for.
How proud are you in the big picture of what you built, right? The 3 finals, the championship, chance to win another Winter Classic coming, like all and everything that's come with it. Just how proud of you of what you built?
Of course, yeah, it's amazing that we were able to do this 3rd year in a row, and all the hard work is paying off for sure. Like, we've been playing really well and keep getting better every single year, and then obviously going to Finland this year and Winter Classic next year. It means a lot to Florida Panthers and the community and to South Florida. So it's great to have just another sports team that's having success.
Sort of along those lines, you've experienced all this with Aaron Ekblad as one of your teammates. You guys, the two, have been here the longest. What's it been like to experience this with him, and what can you say about the way that his game has evolved over time? He's one of the top shutdown defenders in the league.
Yeah, you said it. He's crucial for our success and the way he's playing the game and playing defensive hockey, even though he's very capable of scoring goals as a defenseman, and what he's been doing actually. And you see his game, like how it just keeps getting better every single year, and how hard he works off ice and on ice to make it better. So I'm really happy for him and really happy that I get to experience these years with him.